So you want to lose some fat and you want to lose it faster. I got you. Today I'm going to give you my top 3 supplements for losing fat faster than ever before. Now, before I dive into that, one disclaimer. Nothing is ever going to replace a good caloric deficit and a good program inside the gym. You have to have those two things. If you have a good program in the gym and a caloric deficit, you will lose fat. These supplements will not make you lose fat. They will aid in your fat loss being achieved faster. All right? Okay, we're on the same page. It's fantastic. Okay, the first one is going to be protein. Protein's really simple. Might not think of it as a fat loss supplement, but it absolutely is the top tier fat loss supplement. If you want to lose fat and look great, you need to be in a high protein diet. You should have a goal of getting 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. Now, the goal body weight is important because if you weigh 320 pounds, you don't want to consume 320 grams of protein every day. If you weigh 320 pounds and you want to weigh 220, you should get into your diet 220 grams of protein every day, and then you could figure out carbs and fat in another video. This isn't that video. Protein is going to come in primarily 2 different ways. You're going to have your whey and your casein protein. Casein, casein, I've heard it both ways. You're going to have your whey and your casein. Now, let's drill down into whey for a second. Whey is going to be fast digesting protein. This is going to be great around the workout window, whether it's pre-workout, intra-workout, or post-workout. If you're consuming protein around the workout window, whey is going to be your go-to. It's going to digest quickly. It's going to get to your bloodstream. It's going to get to your muscles quickly. It's going to have the largest, quickest effect on protein synthesis, which is what you want. You want to build muscle. If you want to burn fat, you want to burn more fat, you want to burn more calories every day, then you want to have more muscle. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body needs to just stay the same, homeostasis. So the more muscle you have, the more you're going to enjoy fat loss diets because you can eat more and still be in a caloric deficit because you have more muscle consuming more calories just to survive. And whey protein is going to be your best friend around that workout window. Now, if you start searching Amazon or your favorite supplement company for whey, you're going to find a few different kinds of whey protein. You're going to find whey concentrate, whey isolate, and whey hydrolysate. I don't know. I'm not good at English, but it's whey protein, whey hydro. We'll just call it hydro for now. All right. So you have concentrate, isolate, and hydro. Concentrate is fine. You don't have to spend extra money for fancy whey protein. It's not a big deal. Concentrate's what I use. It's my favorite. I love it. It's cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna link it down below for you if you want to get what I get. But it's super, super cheap in regards to meal replacement and just adding extra protein to your diet. And the reality is, it's all you need. Now, isolate is going to take some of the extra fillers out, some like the extra lactose and things like that out of there. It's going to be more whey, and then it's super filtered when it comes down to the to hydro whey. If you're made of money and you're just money's just pouring out of your pores, well, one, let me send you my Cash App so you can help me out. But also, then go ahead and buy the expensive protein. But you don't need to. The one caveat to that would be if you have like stomach issues and the lactose would help your gastrointestinal distress. You can go ahead and jump maybe to the isolate, and that might help you some. But whey protein, whey concentrate is totally fine. That's what I use. Casein protein is going to be more slowly digesting protein. This is great if you're going to go long periods of time without eating and you want to keep protein synthesis at its highest. You want to keep muscle building at its highest throughout the day. So let's say before you go to bed, a lot of people take casein protein before they go to bed because, depending on how long you sleep, and I hope it's 7.5+ hours, you're going to need or want at least some protein dripping into your bloodstream overnight. This is fantastic for that. Casein protein is fantastic for that. Another use case might be, let's say you have a long work day, you know you're not going to be able to eat for hours and hours and hours at a time. You have to take clients out, you have to go golfing with a client, you have to sit at your desk for a long time, you don't have food. The casein protein is going to get you through there as well. Now, in addition to muscle building, a high protein diet, specifically these supplements and casein protein being more slowly digesting, you're going to also feel fuller longer. And that's another great benefit of protein supplements is you're going to be able to eat less overall because you're going to feel more full the more protein you have. And that casein protein is going to last longer, making you feel fuller longer. Okay. So that's protein. There's just your typical proteins, whey, casein. There's egg, there's vegan protein, there's soy protein, which is not bad, by the way. Don't come after me. Uh, those proteins are fine. Your cheapest, best for most use case scenarios are going to be whey and casein. All right, number two is going to be caffeine. Caffeine is a really good supplement for fat loss. It's not going to be a complete game changer, but it will aid in your fat loss to be more consistent and to be just faster over time. Caffeine is going to have a fat loss effect in a number of ways, primarily three. We'll start with the strongest one first. It's going to have a thermogenic effect. So, right, it's going to increase heat in the body. And as that heat increases, you're going to burn more calories. A weaker, but still an effective effect. An effective effect. Is that a saying? It is now. So the second thing caffeine will do is it'll help break down fat so that the body can then use for energy. Right? So it's a weaker effect, but it still is effective. So the third thing caffeine does is it causes epinephrine and dopamine to be released in your body, which is going to increase your mood, and your energy level, and that's just going to have a positive effect overall. It's going to help suppress your appetite. You're not going to feel the need to consume calories for energy. It's not going to, again, it's not, this isn't a game changer, but if you consume caffeine and you cycle it, because the only thing that caffeine really has an effect on your body in the long term is going to be to stave off sleep. But these fat loss and these mood changing capabilities and effects are going to be much shorter in duration. Prolonged use of caffeine, they tend to wear off. Caffeine might be something you want to cycle. You might, feel headaches and stuff. And there's some reasons we can go into that and we can, talk about the science behind blood vessels being restricted. Now they're opening back up and you get headaches or whatever might be causing headaches when you go off caffeine. But caffeine is still an effective fat loss tool and can be used. Upper limits of 400 milligrams a day is what a normal, healthy, individual can take without typically without seeing sort of adverse reactions to that. So then the third and final supplement I'm going to go over today is creatine. Creatine is a fantastic supplement for all of fitness, to be honest. And it may seem weird seeing creatine in a fat loss video, but the reality is creatine is going to allow you to do more work inside the gym. And if you can do more work inside the gym, more work lifting weights, more time under tension, more power exerted, higher volume, you're going to see more muscle growth. If you see more muscle growth, you'll see more calorie expenditure. You see more calorie expenditure, you're going to see more fat loss. So whether you are in a bulking phase or if you listen to this video, we're watching it even, you're probably in a fat loss phase and you're going to see benefits from creatine. Creatine is one of the most studied sports supplements out there in the sports nutrition world, and it comes back time and time again as being safe and effective. And so I would highly recommend you use creatine if you're in the gym at all. And the typical dosage for the normal human is going to be 5 grams per day. So you take 5 grams per day. Just you don't have to cycle it. You can just take it forever. Just keep taking 5 grams forever. If you're some jacked superhuman, 10 grams might make sense. But for normal people like you and me, 5 grams is going to be fantastic. And you're probably going to see the biggest effect taking creatine, the least amount of meat that you eat. So if you don't eat a ton of meat, creatine is probably going to have a larger effect on your gains in the gym and therefore your fat loss outside the gym. But if you eat a lot of meat, you'll see modest, effects from creatine because you're already consuming a lot of creatine while you eat meat. Okay, so protein, creatine, and caffeine. Those are the top three supplements. And there are a lot of other things you can do besides supplements. In fact, there's things you must do besides supplements. If you want to know what that is, you can check out this video over here where I talk to you about how I lost 79 pounds in 7 months. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.